Right, the next topic to learn is movement along the supply curve and shift of the supply curve. The similar topic you have studied in demand chapter also, where you studied movement of the demand curve and shift of the demand curve. And on the same token, we have movement on the supply curve and shift of the supply curve. Now, when does movement take place? What do the book says about movement? When the quantity supplied of a commodity rises due to rise in the own price of its commodity, other factors affecting the supply remaining the same, it is called expansion of supply, right? On the other hand, when the quantity supplied of a commodity falls due to fall in its own price, that is known as contraction of the supply curve. This is one part. This is expansion and contraction. That means expansion and contraction takes place because of the own price of the commodity. Then next is shift of the supply curve. I'll just take up the theory and then I'll show the diagrams together, right? Now shift, again we have increase and decrease. There are two concepts, the way you had in demand, similarly you have in supply also. We have increase of the supply curve, where the entire supply curve shifts forward or rightward because of the other factors, and decrease of the supply curve, where the entire supply curve shifts backward or leftward because of the other factors, execution, price remaining the same. Now what does the book says about the increase of the supply curve? An increase in supply refers to a situation when the producers are willing to supply a larger quantity of the commodity at the same price or same quantity at a lower price. Other factors, right? When the other factors executed, price remaining the same. And then a decrease in supply, on the other hand, refers to a situation when the producers are willing to supply a smaller quantity of the commodity at the same price or same quantity at a higher price, right? Let us see what is the diagram saying. First type is movement on supply curve, or we can also call it change in quantity supply, right? It happens in two directions, extension and contraction. The reason for this extension and contraction or movement is the price of the commodity itself. The price of the commodity changes, then the changes takes place in these two forms. The table is given to you. We have taken 2 units, 1 minute, and the price was ₹6. The quantity supplied is 100 units per kg, and the price falls. The price is from ₹5 to ₹6. The quantity supplied increased to 120 kg. It is following the law of demand. When price rises, the demand supply also rises. Let us see how it happens. Middle point, right? A0 and Q0. How a middle point will start? That is when the price is P0, the quantity supplied is Q0. Say we can write this. Okay? Now when the price rises from P0 to P1, right? The quantity supplied rises to Q0, from Q0 to Q1, right? Alright, the change is taking place in the upward direction. Can you see that? When the price goes from P0 to P1, the quantity supplied increase from Q0 to Q1, and the movement is taking place from here, from E0 to say E1. Right? This movement is known as extension on supply. Is that clear? Now when again price falls from P0 to P, quantity supplied decreased from Q0 to Q. So this downward movement on the same supply curve is known as contraction. Alright, upward movement, expansion, downward movement is contraction on the supply curve. This is how the movement takes place on the supply curve because of the change in price. Is it clear? Now the next is shift of the supply. This is the second conception here, shift of the supply curve or change in supply. That was movement on the supply curve or change in quantity supply. Here, shift of the supply curve or change in supply. It happens because of the other factors. Price remaining the same, and in movement we were saying price was the reason, other factors remaining the same. Movement was taking in two directions, extension and contraction, increase, and shift is taking again in two directions, increase and decrease. The table is given to you again over here. What is the difference in that schedule and here? The price over here is remain constant, right? When price is ₹5, quantity supplied is 100. Again price is 5, it is same, but quantity supplied has increased to 120. But price is not the reason for this change in supply. How is it happening? It is because of the other factors. Now be a little careful. I'll start from the same point. That is again I have taken a constant price line. Right? Why I am taking a constant price line? Because price is not the reason. The price will remain constant throughout the process. Right? Now, on this price P0, the quantity is Q0 suppose. Okay? And this is your supply curve S0 and this is point E0. Now suppose because of the reduction in cost of production, the quantity supplied by the producer increases. For any or one of the factor, I am taking cost of production because the cost of production has reduced, the supply, the profit margin has risen of the producer, and so we are supplying more on the same price P0, the supply curve will shift forward. Here, from E0 to E1, and this is S1. Alright. This is new quantity. Alright. Now what do you mean by this? Here we also say that the increased quantity will be supplied at the same price, right? Because we are saying the change is taking place on the same price, but same quantity will be supplied at a lower price. Do you get that? I repeat myself, increase, the quantity is changing, increasing at the same price, right? From Q0 to Q1 it has become, but price is the same. Increased quantity is supplied at the same price, but same previous quantity when the changes were not there. The same quantity will be supplied at a low price. I hope you are understanding. When the increased quantity is supplied at the same price, definitely the previous quantity will be supplied at a lower price. Similarly, suppose the cost of production increases and the suppliers they reduce because of the reduction in profit margin, they reduce the supply and the supply curve will shift back. Right? This is the new quantity. This is Q, this is S2, this is S2, we will say this will also be Q or P2 like this. Now, what does it mean again? It means the decreased quantity will be supplied at the same price, but same quantity will be supplied at a higher price. Do you get it? Decreased quantity will be supplied at the same price, no change in price. When the decrease is taking place, when the increase is taking place, there is no change in price, but the same quantity, the initial quantity will be supplied at a higher price. This is all about the shift of the supply. Alright children, next topic is price elasticity of supply. The law of supply tells us the direction of movement of change in supply to change in price. The way law of demand was telling us the change in demand to change in price. That is, it is only telling us about the direction of movement of change in supply to change in price. Again, it is not telling us the magnitude or intensity of the change in supply to change in price, right? So in order to find out the magnitude, the intensity of change in supply to change in price, we study the law of supply. The meaning of the law of supply is the same, that is, it is the price elasticity of supply measures the degree of responsiveness of the quantity supplied of a commodity to a change in its price. It measures the sensitivity of the quantity supplied to a change in price, right? The formula for this is proportionate change in quantity supplied divided by proportionate change in price. So here we notice that the concept of supply elasticity shows our relationship between relatives, that is the ratio between percentage changes and not between absolute values, right? This means that like the demand elasticity, supply elasticity is independent of the unit of measurement. Unit of measurement means kgs, liters, right? These are the units of measurement, like rupees or kilograms, etc. Moreover, the price elasticity of supply will always be a positive number because of the positive relationship between price and supply. Now, again we divide the price elasticity of supply into different degrees. We have 5 degrees because for different industries, for different goods, the elasticity of supply will be different. So we have 5 degrees. I'll be explaining the theory and the diagram both simultaneously on the board. We are studying degrees of price elasticity of supply. The first degree that I will take up, that is perfectly elastic supply. OX axis quantity supply, OY axis price has been taken. It's a perfectly elastic supply, so the supply curve will be parallel to OX axis, showing or telling that firm will be supplying everything at a given price and nothing at all at a slightly lower price, right? The shape of the curve will be parallel to OX axis and the degree of the perfectly elastic supply curve will be infinite. Is that clear? This OQ quantity or quantity may vary like this, but the price will not change. Is it clear? Then the second degree is perfectly inelastic here. Again, OX axis shows the quantity supplied by the firm and OY axis is showing the price of the commodity. Right? Here, the supply curve will be parallel to OY axis, showing that the supply will not change in response to change in price. The price may vary from P0 to P1 or it may lower down, but the supply quantity supplied will not change. It will be the same, and the degree over here will be equal to 0 because the quantity is not responding to change in price. The third degree is unitary elastic. Here, the proportionate change in supply is equal to the proportionate change in price, right? In this case, the supply curve will, any supply curve that is coming up, any straight line supply curve drawn from the origin has the elasticity